Hey, you know who it is. It's your boy Soul, and I'm wishing you guys another beautiful morning. And today, I really want to talk about Pokemon. And I know, not everyone's into Pokemon, but it's something that I'm comfortable talking about. I grew up with Pokemon, and I feel like everyone at least knows like what Pokemon is. Like when I try to do these, I try to make it for everyone, but obviously not everyone's gonna be into Pokemon. But it's also a fun story, right? So, as a child in the 8th grade, there was a time period when my brother moved back up to Minnesota just by himself, just for like the summer, and he like stayed at his friend's house, right? And so that left me in my, this is another new house. This is also when I was working for my mom in her store, and I had a lot of free time, and what I decided to do with that free time was kind of silly. So, a little bit of backstory. At this point in time, I was really getting into Pokemon. I played Pokemon Leaf Green on Game Boy. I really enjoyed it, and then I played Pokemon, which one was it? It was Pokemon Pearl. That was like the next big game that I just like went all the way through, just catching Pokemon after Pokemon. And for my birthday, my aunt got me Pokemon Soul Silver, which my brother played first. And after he played through it, I got to play through it. And it was quite an experience. Pokemon Soul Silver remains to be my favorite out of the series, only because how much I put into this game. And at this point during the summer, this was like the summer of Pokemon. And what I did, because I don't have any friends at this point in time, and I still don't, I bought a second DS. And it wasn't like a DS like XL, it wasn't a DS like all these other DSs that would like improve the quality of my gaming experience. Instead, I just bought a second DS so I could basically trade Pokemon with myself. At this point in time, there wasn't like an easy transition from game to game. Like usually nowadays, there's like this whole, like you can throw your Pokemon into the cloud. But back then, I had to first get them off of the Game Boy onto the DS, and then I had to trade them all to my Pokemon Soul Silver account. And yeah, I still have these Pokemon, by the way. I've had these same Pokemon since I was like 14 when I played Pokemon Leaf Green. My Mewtwo is the same Mewtwo. My level 100 Mewtwo is still the same one that I caught in Pokemon Leaf Green. And it's only gone through like 10 different games. And Pokemon comes out every year, so I'm probably just gonna keep moving them from game to game for like a long ass time until I eventually either lose the account and cry about it forever or something along those lines. I actually just found my 2DS because I thought I lost it, but apparently a friend had it. So that was like, I literally was searching my house the other day like for an hour just trying to look for my Nintendo 2DS, but apparently someone borrowed it, and thankfully they didn't erase my account. Nowadays I'm like why I didn't even know I lent it to that person, but I guess I did. But anyway, back to the story. So there I was, just hoarding fucking Pokemon with 2 DSs. I'm in a store just working the cash register, just got 2 DSs open, just going through Pokemon game after Pokemon game. I would replay like Pokemon Leaf Green just to catch like a single legendary, because they would have you like choose which legendaries to get, because if you chose like Charmander, that would also choose like which legendary dog you would catch at the end of the game. And this is before you could just catch them like easy as fuck in the later games. So I would play through the entire game, make a couple different decisions, get a couple different Pokemon, and that would like justify it for me. And I think I bought Pokemon Emerald and played through all of that just so I could get like all the Hoenn Pokemon, right? And then, that's like 4 generations of Pokemon right there, where I was just going through them one after one. And nowadays I'm obviously not nearly into Pokemon. I don't have that free time anymore. I do a lot more stuff. And nowadays it's like I don't even catch most of the Pokemon that come out in every generation. Like generations, the past, like ever since Generation 5, I've just been kind of lazy about it. And I'll just kind of get like half of them, I'll play through the game, and then I'll transport it to the next one. But during this time period, like, I would just battle the Elite Four over and over again, level up all my Pokemon, get them to level 100, look for shiny Pokemon. I had a couple shiny Pokemon, and I do plan to make just kind of a video about like this account that I have and just kind of show off all the Pokemon I've caught over the years. And all of Gen 1 I had except for Mew, which I got later. I had all of the ones in Gen 2, which I didn't have, like Celebi or what was the other one? I think it was just Celebi, which I caught later. And then I don't know what I was missing in Generation 3 and 4, but I'm sure if I like cleaned up the account and started like hatching more eggs and shit like that, then I'd have like a complete Pokedex for like the first 4 generations. And nowadays, like, this was back before I could go online and just trade with people and just save myself hours worth of time. Like, I know there was like a bunch of Pokemon like Spiritomb. Like, to get Spiritomb, you had to do some bullshit, and that was like one of the few where I was like, I can't get that one. And there's like Melodic, I couldn't get that one. It was just like, I'd be so upset about it, but I was so busy just playing through all these games, beating the Elite Four over and over again. I'm not playing competitively, by the way. Like, I was much more into like the collection aspect and into the just obtaining the Pokemon part of the game, which for some people that's how it starts, and then they get into competitive play because that's like the only thing left. And again, I couldn't go online and trade with people, so the idea of competitive play wasn't even an idea. I'm sure if I had like internet back then on my DS's, that I probably would have gotten into that, because I was just that into Pokemon. And the shiny Pokemon I caught, there was a shiny Unknown, a shiny the fucking balloon one with the crazy arms, Driftbloom, something like that. Shiny Steelix, shiny Crobat. I caught the earlier forms and evolved them. And now, like, cause fucking Zubats and fucking Onyxes are in all the caves. So now I like make sure I have repels on, so I don't see like another shiny one of those, and so I see like an actual quality one. But yeah, I was going through those games, man, and when I do my video on this account, I'll like go more into detail. But Soul Silver, remains to be my favorite Pokemon game, because because you got to go through 2 regions, like in Silver, but it's updated, it looks clean. You get to fight Red, you get a lot more choices and there's a lot more story stuff going on. Like, the stuff with Team Rocket is really cool. You get to have a Pokemon follow behind you, and unlike previously, like, it's an actual full icon. They made like, how many Pokemon were at a time? Like 500. So they had to make sprites for 500 Pokemon, and they had to make them walk around, they had to make them do all these things. They had to adjust the scale for the Pokemon. And it looks really fucking funny when you have like a 400-pound whale like just casually walking behind you. But you would like switch the Pokemon out just to kind of like see like what does the sprite look like as it's walking behind you. Like nowadays I'll just like, cause GameStop will give away like these ultra rare Pokemon. It'll just be like, oh, download a fucking level 100 Arceus for fucking like, and all you have to do is like put in this code, and then you put in this code and you get the Pokemon, and then you like put it in your party and like try it out, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. Then you'll fight a random Pokemon with it, and you're like, okay, that's kind of as far as this goes, I guess. Whereas before, they would give out, even though they did this before, like I remember they gave out like the shiny legendary dogs, and my shiny Raikou, I fully leveled up to level 100. I love Raikou, by the way. And you know, he has a really good moveset, and you know, like they didn't give it to you at level 100 because that's a stupid thing to do. You would fully level up this motherfucker. Like I think they gave it to you at like level 30 or something. And yeah, it was a much better experience. And you're never, like, I'm never gonna get a shiny Raikou, like that's a dream away. So just to like get one like that, it's kind of like, oh okay, I kind of put in the work for this, but I kind of didn't. And you know, it wasn't rare back then, and it probably isn't anymore, but it's like, not everyone has that. Not everyone did that little event and went to GameStop, so it's pretty cool. So I was like on top of those GameStop giveaways, and they still do these. Like I'm pretty sure like they just started another like round of them. I'm pretty sure they're just giving away the same old shit. Like now, if anything, they've held back lately. Like nowadays they give away like, oh, here's like a fucking Charizard with like a cool move or something. And it's like back then it would be like, oh no, here's like a shiny, like you're never gonna get this ever again type of Pokemon. But yeah. God, I had a lot more to say about this than I thought, because I still like easily, like I could just turn on my DS right there and like just go through this account. But I still think I should make an entire video about that. I just don't have any like 2DS recording software capture, and I don't really want to spend the money on that. So until that day comes, this is as far as it goes. Just imagine me as a kid like buying Pokemon Emerald, like, and these games were still like $30–40. The Pokemon games don't lower in prices. I bought it at GameStop for like 30 bucks. Complete ripoff. I probably could have bought it online for cheaper, but whatever. I bought Pokemon, what were the other ones? I think I bought Platinum. I bought Pokemon Platinum just to kind of get a slightly different experience from Pearl and to get the one legendary I was missing. And I played through all of these games, played through multiple Leaf Greens, and you could also get more Master Balls, and I would move those from profiles. I remember the Soul Silver account, I had like 3 extra Master Balls or something, and I had like a bunch of Pokemon I already used Master Balls on. Because this is like from like 10 different accounts. So I was just hoarding Pokemon, moving them all from file to file. And you know, back then, now I'm trying to actually get like a complete Pokedex, like Bulbasaur or Ivysaur, whereas back then I was trying to get the final form of every Pokemon. But you know, that doesn't look as good in your little PC, so yeah. But anyway, that was my summer of Pokemon, where I just had all the time in the world, and I was, you know, working all the time at the store, so you might as well just play Pokemon all day and get paid for it. So yep, that was a really fun summer between 8th and 9th grade. That's how I was like getting ready for high school, by playing Pokemon all day. But yeah, that was my little story, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And with that, I leave you.